As global cases of coronavirus soars to nearly 2 million, U.S. President Donald Trump says America will no longer fund the World Health Organization. There are now more than 1.9 million cases of infections and over 126,000 deaths recorded worldwide. The U.S. remains the epicenter of the virus as cases there surpass 600,000 with over 26,000 deaths. President Trump says the U.S. will halt funding for W.H.O. as there is the need for a review of the agency's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. He also accused the WHO of mismanaging and covering up the spread of the coronavirus. The U.S. sends about $400 to $500 million to WHO yearly. Japan recorded 157 new cases of COVID-19 infections and 10 additional deaths. The total number of cases now stands at 8,812 with 131 deaths. Rio de Janeiro Governor Wilson Witzel has tested positive for coronavirus. Mr. Witzel, after receiving his test result, visited a hospital late Tuesday for tests to determine if he needed to be hospitalized. Brazil recorded 204 deaths on Tuesday from COVID-19, and more than 1,500 people have died in Brazil with over 25,000 confirmed cases. In Peru, cases of infections have tripled over the past week as testing is ramped up there. The South American country now has a total of 10,303 cases. South Korea has become the first country with a significant outbreak to hold a nationwide election since the pandemic began. South Koreans are voting for 300 members of the National Assembly. Masks, temperature checks and plastic gloves are all mandatory to try to reduce the risk of infection for the 44 million eligible voters rather. More than 10,500 coronavirus infections have been reported in South Korea. A day after extending a nationwide lockdown, India has relaxed restrictions on farming, banking and public works, but transport services and most businesses remain closed. The rules, which come into effect on April the 20th, are expected to ease the supply chain and alleviate economic impact. The lockdown, which began on the 25th of March to contain the spread of the coronavirus, will now end May the 3rd. Singapore has made it mandatory to wear a face mask as soon as you leave your house. Singapore recorded 334 new cases of the novel coronavirus on Tuesday, none of them imported, as the second wave continues to spread through the community.